Okay, we have our continual story for November 6th, our kickoff story. And here it goes. It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. Especially when the zombie lesbians with flamethrowers raided the secret moon base to steal a lot of cheese. At least the zombies didn't sparkle. For the moment, Stephanie Meyer walked out and pointed to the zombies. "And now you will sparkle like vampires." The person speaking those words suddenly burst into flames. Thank you. And the cuddly bears danced around the bunny corpse.
Fiery corpse.
The burning corpse. Oh, thank you. I like bunny corpse too. One of the cuddly bears got too close to the fire and his fur caught on fire. The burning corpse decided to help the cuddly bear and ran for water. The other bears were so frightened they left their burning friend all alone. The burning bear was, understandably, rather put out that his colleagues had abandoned him in his fiery demise, and was beginning to lose faith in bearkind when his semi-composed savior returned with a bucket of water. To think that the bear would ever find salvation in a cylinder filled with liquid was preposterous, and yet the fact remained that the bucket was his only way to survive. In that split moment between life and death itself only mere inches away, the burning bear felt as if time had stopped for a moment as he waited for his rescuer to drench him in water. Then it happened. Water poured down from above and graced him with its presence. He was more happy than surprised and started to dance. He danced a waltz with the frog princess, who was suffering from a broken leg, but was hiding it. The pain was unendurable, but everyone had their trials to bear, and royalty was no different. In embarking upon this quest, he had known from the beginning that there would be perils without number, and now was the time to face what he feared most. The monster stood tall above him, rolling its sickly yellow eyes, its great tongue lolling out like a dog's. His fingers gripped the side of the cave, hoping that he didn't get sucked out of it before she came. Something, the sucking sound of her...
It's starting to sound like smutting.
Yes.
Someone's got a dirty mind.
He heard the sucking sound of her gecko fingers as she smelled the scent of his fear, and as he screamed, he let go to escape her and plunged into the dark. See, I always work it out. She followed the rancid smell of his body odor into the darkness, and her heightened sense of sound could hear his ragged breathing. She fell in a pile of poop and said, "Fudge cakes!" Then started writing a novel. After a while, frustrated at her low word count, the smell of the fudge cakes enticed her to lick. It enticed her to lick it off her pants. See, that's why you don't want to see too far back. Sadly, she was wearing corduroy, so her display of epic flexibility came with tongue burn. Relief is liquid relief in a glass of that mysterious brownish juice. That juice that makes your tongue go numb and the nerves along your jaw tingle with the sour saliva filling up your mouth almost to the point of retching. This is really getting gross. Max would never eat buttercream frosting again. But because it gave him just that same feeling. But then since the zombie monkey took over, buttercream frosting was currently sold out. Charleston Heston didn't know how easy he had it. Just then, the wall to Max's left exploded, and glitter rained down with the rubble that smelled of gunpowder. And, was it possible? Buttercream frosting? A chuckle followed and a heinous laugh burst out. The voice of Goofy cried out as Max's attention. "Max," he said, "you forgot your lunch." So you had to read that one again. Goofy raised the lunch bag that looked leaky and questionable, the contents within seeming to be raw. Ew. Not only had Goofy brought Max's lunch that had the strange smell of buttercream frosting, but he held in his other hand a MAC-10 Uzi, fully loaded and primed. Goofy looked at Max in a smile and waited. "Dad!" Max exclaimed. "Have you gone insane?" Max pulled a bazooka out of his backpack. "This is what you need at Walmart during Christmas time." "Good idea, Max," said his dad. So they took the bazooka and to Walmart they went. As they entered the store, a wild pack of ninjas jumped them. So Max took the bazooka, and the scene that followed looked like something out of a Bruce Willis movie. There was shooting and fighting going on in every direction. People were jumping out of walls. People were jumping out of walls where there shouldn't have been even walls. It was truly a scene to behold. At one point, an explosion rocked the area and smoke fogged the view. I'm seeing a theme here. As those watching on stared in terror, they could not tear their eyes from the heart of the explosion. Was there something moving in there? Slipping from the shadow to shadow? Or was it merely the smoke and the fear playing with them? Jenna could feel Gary's hand squeezing hers until her knuckles hurt, but she didn't seem to notice. Something felt wrong, terribly wrong. It wasn't just the explosion. There was something else that was going on. And then she figured it out. It was a sound that shouldn't be there, hovering just at the edge of her awareness. She pricked her ears up to listen more carefully, and pinpointed it just on the other side of the wall. Something was rustling, and it wasn't the wind. Out it leaped, slashing its long neck and darting at our valiant hero, who skipped lightly out of reach, leaving the ravenous Bombonosaur frustrated once again. The end.
You know what? I think that's better than the last time I
Especially since Stephanie burned up in flames.